It is measured in micrograms, not milligrams. A dose the size of 2 grains of salt is the difference between a high and a funeral. It is 50 times more potent than heroin and 100 times stronger than morphine. But fentanyl doesn't just numb the pain. It hijacks the very drive to breathe. This is the cold, surgical neuroscience of the world's most dangerous synthetic opioid. Fentanyl is a highly lipophilic, fat-soluble synthetic opioid. Because it dissolves so easily in fats, it crosses the blood-brain barrier with terrifying speed nearly instantaneous compared to other narcotics. Once inside, it seeks out the mu-opioid receptors in the brain. These receptors are designed for our natural painkillers, endorphins. But fentanyl doesn't just tap the receptor. It slams it. It forces a massive, unnatural release of dopamine in the nucleus accumbens, creating a state of euphoria that the brain's survival circuitry interprets as more important than food, water, or air. The true lethality of fentanyl lies in the Puptinger complex, a small cluster of neurons in the brainstem that acts as the pacemaker for breathing. Fentanyl binds to the receptors in this breathing center, effectively telling these neurons to stop firing. Your blood carbon dioxide levels begin to rise, but the brain, blinded by the drug, fails to trigger the gasp reflex. This is respiratory depression. You don't just stop breathing. Your brain forgets that it needs to. Unlike other opioids, fentanyl can trigger a terrifying condition known as wooden chest syndrome. At high doses, fentanyl causes a massive release of acetylcholine in the muscles of the chest and vocal cords. This causes the chest wall to become rigid and paralyzed. Even if a bystander tries to perform CPR or rescue breathing, the lungs are physically locked behind a wall of muscle. The body becomes its own cage. When an overdose occurs, we use naloxone, Narcan. Think of naloxone as a competitive antagonist. It has a higher affinity for the opioid receptors than the drug. Itself, it essentially kicks the opioid off the receptor. However, because fentanyl is so potent and binds so tightly, a single dose of naloxone is often insufficient. As the naloxone wears off, the fentanyl still circulating in the fat tissues can reattach, leading to a secondary overdose. Fentanyl's potency causes rapid downregulation. The brain, trying to protect itself from the massive chemical surge, physically removes its own opioid receptors. This creates a tolerance so aggressive that the user can no longer feel pleasure from anything food, love, or even the drug itself. They are left in a state of hyperalgesia, where the world actually feels physically painful without the chemical. Beyond the brainstem, fentanyl impacts the hippocampus, leading to amnestic syndrome. Heavy users can suffer from permanent memory loss and a blacking out of their own history. It is a total erasure of the self, 1 microgram at a time. Fentanyl isn't a drug of connection or party culture. It is a precision-engineered chemical weapon that targets the most primal part of your biology, the instinct to stay alive. Understanding the chemistry removes the mystery. This is a game where the odds are written in the laws of pharmacology. If you want to understand the science of survival, subscribe, stay informed, and we will see you in the next video.